Hey YouTube, welcome back to Axes and Allies, the Garrison. This is Detroit coming to you from the bunker here in Rochelle Park, New Jersey with another episode of the YouTube Wars, the Spring Edition. Alright, so it is the beginning of round 4, and unfortunately, round 4, Germany turn. I'm going to just have to do a quick recap video for you guys, and the reason for that is because I experienced technical issues while recording my last video. And what I mean by that is that I actually got to record the moves and purchases and strategizing. I recorded all that good stuff in the video. However, there was no audio when I played back the video as I was performing the editing process. So as a result, I have video footage but no audio. And of course, what I'm going to be doing for the sake of expediency here is, and I feel that I have a need for expediency, is because the Russia video is already up. And if my understanding is also that Japan, who is being played by Hilltop, my ally, his video is about to go up as well. So for the sake of expediency, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to do a short recap video for the benefit of my subscribers and viewers. And guys, I do owe you an apology because I do know that many of you out there in the community do actually follow these videos and do like to see the combat movements, the actual combat stage, and of course the non-combat and what's purchased and what's not. So I apologize for that being the case here where I cannot do that. So what I'm going to do is just, as I said before, I'll do a short recap, okay, and hopefully you guys will understand. However, the original video that has no audio, I will be forwarding that video to my allies. This way, for the sake of transparency, they can see what actually transpired as far as the die rolls and the actual movements. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit difficult for them to follow because there's no audio, but at least they have the actual video. So this way, they can verify what was that occurred. All right. First things first, round 4, Germany being that it's the first country to make its moves. What Germany does is Germany rolls for all the weapons technological developments for all of the countries that do not yet have weapons tech. And those countries were the USA, the UK, Germany, and Japan. When I rolled the die for all these countries, I believe the UK purchased 8 die. Each die has a value, Each die has a cost of 1 IPC. So the UK purchased 8. The US, I believe, purchased 7. Germany purchased 7. And Japan purchased 6. Fortunately, all 4 countries did get the weapons technological development. So all the powers, including Russia, because Russia got its weapons technology last round, round 3, now have the weapons technologies. Okay, so what occurred here? All right, the first thing that I did after the weapons technological phase of turn 4 for Germany is that I purchased 4 naval transports, 6 infantry, and 2 artillery, and 7 die for my weapons tech. That was the purchase that Germany made. That was the purchase. Okay, the combat movements. Germany only declared 2 actual battles, and they were the battles for Sea Zones 110, where here you had 2 British destroyers. The second battle was Sea Zone 93, where the UK had 2 naval transports, 1 Canadian transport, and a British naval cruiser. Okay, both of these battles were victories for the Germans. In this battle, the battle for Sea Zone 110, the Germans came in, I believe it was with 2 fighters, 2 tactical bombers, and a strategic bomber in that attack. Oh, and 2 submarines as well. G.I. Joe chose not to scramble. The end result was that the Germans utilized their target selects, and the 2 destroyers were sunk with no return fire because of the target selects. Okay, so This was a successful battle. The Germans did not sustain any casualties. Same result with season 92, actually. I'll keep pointing 93, but it was 92. In 92, the British came in with 3 tactical bombers, 3 fighters, and 1 strategic bomber. In this instance, the Allies did not scramble any of their 3 aircraft, and of course, all of the defending 4 naval warships were sunk to the bottom of the sea. So very interesting. The Germans did not again sustain any casualties because of these target selects that were successful. So all the warships there were sunk to the bottom of the sea. All right, so as far as actual movements, the Germans coalesced their forces. The Germans have 2 armies, one in Poland and one in Slovakia, Hungary. Okay, the Germans pulled out most of their forces from Romania, leaving 1 infantry. All right, and of course, it should be noted that the Germans did not declare war on the Russians. Okay, so this is, I have to admit that this is the longest game that I've played where Germany is not at war with Russia, round 4. However, because I know the future, because I had the Russia videos already up, I know that in round 4, Russia will be attacking. So you guys have to watch G.I. Joe's video in his channel where you can see what Russia does. All right, so panning back to the Atlantic, we can see that the German fleet now has coalesced in Sea Zone 104. All right, now I need to say that the reason why I did this was because Joe made a pretty smart move by building 2 naval destroyers. By him placing 2 destroyers in Sea Zone 110 along with the German Navy that was here, what he did is that he made this a hostile sea zone. And that means that because it's a hostile sea zones, during the attack phase, the German naval transports could not pick up the German ground units that were parked or stationed in Holland, Belgium. Very cute move, forcing the Germans basically to switch strategies. So what the Germans did was, or I responded by loading during the non-combat movement, okay, because during non-combat, I can do that. During non-combat, then I picked up my ground units and parked them along with the rest of the fleet in Sea Zone 104, where I have 7 armor, 2 artillery, and 9 ground infantry units, and they're all on board the German Navy Sea Zone 104, which now threaten Gibraltar and England once again. So now the question that I have, and I'm sure many of you have as well, is what are the Allies going to do about this fleet? Because this fleet cannot project power north and south. And if this fleet moves to 91, it can also project a potential attack towards the eastern seaboard of the United States. So the Germans, they have coalesced in 104. The German air forces are now in Algeria, which also project power into Sea Zone 91, as well as the German Navy projecting power into Sea Zone 91. Very interesting for all the parties involved, and basically that was the gist of what occurred. I'm forgetting to mention that the 2 German infantry in El Alamein or Alexandria, depending on the board that you're using, moved into Egypt. All right, so Germany will be enjoying the benefit of national objectives there. All right, so then what did I do with the purchase units? Well, what I did was that I placed 3 German submarines in Sea Zone 93, along with accompanying the Italian sub in Sea Zone 93. The 4th submarine went into Sea Zone 105, okay, and I placed 2 infantry in Western Germany, the remainder of 6 infantry in Germany proper, along with the 2 artillery that were recently produced in Germany by the German war machine or the war industry. Okay, and that's about it for my placements. As you can see, once again, I'm being repetitive here, but Germany's not at war. But Germany will be at war by round 4. And once again, guys, allow me to apologize because of the technical difficulties that I experienced while recording episode 4 Germany turn. This has never happened to me, but I guess these things are bound to happen. It's such a setback. But what I'm going to be doing is that the original video with no audio, I will be forwarding it to my ally Hilltop and to my opponents Hambone and GI Joe. This way, for the sake of transparency, they can at least see what happened. All right, and there can be no doubt of the actual events that occurred as I recorded the video. All right, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this mediocre episode. As I like to say, don't forget to bunker down and play. Russia, you're up.